Welcome back. We are ready to go with season 11 of Dog Turds into Diamonds, our second season here in League One. And we are starting off with today's episode, a triple header. We're going to see how we get on the opening day against Bristol Rovers. We then go away to Crystal Palace in the first round of the League Cup. And then just a couple of games after that, we are away at Nottingham Forest, the team that a few years ago offered us the manager's job and have now been relegated to League One. It's a huge way to start the season. Let's talk about everything that has been going on since the transfer special. Let's get into this. Yes, welcome back everybody. It's another episode of Dog Turds into Diamonds here with AFC Rushton and Diamonds. And we are going all out for promotion to the Championship this season. I think we've had a fantastic summer. If we have a look at our transfer business through the summer, obviously, if you haven't watched the last episode was a really long transfer special where we did a lot of business. Check it out to get up to speed with exactly where the squad is. Since you were last here, on the outs, not too much been going on. We've let Cole Drakes go out on loan to Exeter for the season, with the fact that we got in Kim Dong Jong. We have signed, of course, Mario Kakiao. I'm going to carry on saying Kakiao. And we've also signed Alex Baker on a free transfer. That was the only bit of business that I've done since the transfer special. And Alex Baker is a young midfielder, 23 years old. He's been released by Norwich. You can see physically he is a fantastic athlete. He looks absolutely ideal for any of the midfield roles. The ball-winning defensive midfielder. He can be the box-to-box midfielder, I feel. And he can also, I think, do a job as the deep line playmaker. Just really good, mentally fantastic. Technically, he's got that great passing which fits with the profile of our team. His teamwork and work rate is exceptional. The more I look at him, the more I think he's suited to be that box-to-box midfielder. If we just compare him with Eddie Little, and I'll tell you why, because Eddie Little is still very unhappy. I'm still not sure if he will stay, but you can see that, I mean, there's just no comparison. Alex Baker is just so much the better player. He is 4 years older than Eddie Little, of course. Eddie Little got some development time to go. Eddie Little is better technically, and he's still got time to develop and improve. But mentally and physically, Alex Baker is just so much better. I think he's going to be a fantastic signing for us. If we look at his career history, just been released by Norwich. He's had a couple of loan spells in League Two where he's done exceptionally well in terms of his average rating. And he also had a little loan spell at Tampa Bay in America. He's had 3 appearances in the Premier League as well. This is a player who I think is certainly top League One level. Where does that put us in terms of how the squad looks compared to the rest of League One? Let's have a look here. If we just go to the season preview, we are rated as the 14th best team in the league. We were, of course, 15th at the end of the last episode. So Alex Baker's signing has pushed us up a little bit there into 14th. Nottingham Forest, far and away the favourites for the title. Peterborough, who have just been relegated, along with Lincoln, up there with the favourites, and Birmingham as well. I'm kind of expecting Forest and Birmingham to be the big competition. We'll have to wait and see how the season starts and how things are looking after kind of 15-20 games, I think, to get an idea of if we're going to be in with a chance of automatic promotion or if we're looking at playoffs. But this is how the squad is looking. This is the team we're going to go with for the first game away at Bristol Rovers today. Sanisalo will be the goalkeeper, Igor Luiz, Jake O'Brien, Simpson and Dylan Jones the defence. Malicio is starting in the midfield with Moreno as the deep line playmaker on defend. That is because Eddie Little, of course, was sent off against Rotherham in the last game of last season. So he will start with Moreno there. And then Campbell will start as the inside forward on the right. Concannon as the number 10. Chapman on the left. Donaldson as the advanced forward. On the bench, Uffy Dreyer, the right back. Brian Nolan, our new central defender. Adiemo, Alex Baker, Joe Evans, Jack Nolan and Adu Ajay. Now, there is no Mario in the starting lineup for today's game. He picked up a calf injury in our final pre-season game. He's out for another 10 days. Not too serious, but he's missing the opening games of the season. We've got Mikhail not in the squad. I think he is a player that can figure a lot this season. We've also got not in the squad Mwabwesi, who I think I really want to loan out. I think he needs a loan to really fulfill his potential. He's got absolutely buckets of potential here. I think he's a potentially fantastic player in the making, but he does need to play. So I am actually looking at getting a defender in. We've got here a loan offer accepted for Kasper Rop. He is a Polish central defender. He looks absolutely brilliant, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get him. He's got some bids from championship teams, Ipswich and Barnsley, as well as QPR and Sheffield Wednesday. So I think he's probably not going to come to us, which is a real shame. But I am going to try and look for another central defender. We've also got a loan offer for Joe Forrest, who is another central defender. I can't see the whole picture, but he looks phenomenal. Really the same sort of thing. He's got offers from Stoke and Barnsley. He will go to the Championship, I'm sure. So I don't expect those deals to come off. And I've also made a loan offer for Drew Doherty, who we tried to get in on loan the last couple of seasons. He looks a fantastic striker with that 16 finishing, 15 acceleration, but he has also got some other bids in for him. He has actually got loan offers from a number of teams in Scotland and also Bristol Rovers and Shrewsbury in League One. So we'll have to see. I don't really need him, but he's just that good that I thought I'd put a bid in for him. So we'll see what happens with Drew Doherty. Yeah, that aside, we are looking for more another central defender to allow the Mbwese loan. So before we get into the first of these three games, I wanted to show you our coaching team. We've made a lot of improvements to it, and you can see we have got the highest average rating of the coaching staff in League One. If we have a look at it, we have now got it's a real superstar coaching team, to be honest. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, is our assistant manager. We looked at him a couple of episodes ago. We have got Chris Winterton is a goalkeeping coach. I think for League One, we've got really good goalkeeping coaches. Now, Chris Winterton was coaching in the under-18s. I've moved him up to the first team squad. Brilliant at coaching handling and shot stopping. Not bad at coaching distribution. And he is one of two goalkeeper coaches. Glenn Morris, the other, brilliant at coaching shot stopping, decent at coaching handling, not the best at distribution, but still very, very good. Gary Hazley, who has been with us since the Southern Premier League, our 20 rated fitness coach, continues with us, still only earns £250 a week. He's now coming into his 9th season with us. So yeah, I'm absolutely delighted to have Gary Hazley still with us on the journey. Now, other coaches that we've got, a couple of seasons ago, I signed John Massinho. He was working as a coach at Leyton Orient, before that manager at Accrington and Newport. Yeah, he's kind of an average coach, maybe 13 defensive coaching, 13 mental, 13 tactical. Not bad, but not the best. But his motivating and people management is exceptional. So John Massinho is a decent coach to have, but certainly not the best coach we've got. Who else have we got here? I forgot to mention Scott Taylor, who is another fitness coach, 16 fitness coaching, pretty good. Who else have we got here? We do have, of course, Jonathan Woodgate, ex-manager of Bournemouth, where else was he manager at? I feel like he was managed somewhere else, Middlesbrough. Also in game here, manager of Morecambe and Northampton Town, are arch rivals. But since 2028, now in his he's had 3 years with us. Very good technical coach, good at working with youngsters, brilliant motivator, great determination. And obviously he's a big name. He's a superstar name, really. Who else have we got here? Neil Harris. Again, he was manager of Millwall. I mean, this is a great coach to have at our level. He's been manager of Sunderland, Bristol Rovers, been manager of Millwall. Yeah, again, brilliant attacking coach, great mental coach, good at motivating, very determined. Just a real solid name to have. Who else have we got here? Jim Gannon, of course. It's been a few years since we looked at him. Jim Gannon, a guy I remember playing when I was a kid. But in game here, he's been manager of Stockport, of Hyde, and he's been coach with us for 6 years now. Great tactical coach, great working with youngsters, great discipline. It just feels like all the coaches that we've got, we cover all the bases. Mika Richards, of course, we looked at last episode, just come in with us. Great mental coach, great tactical and defensive coaching, great motivator, good working with kids. Jon Llewellyn, who I believe he has been with us since the Southern League as well, hasn't he? Again, pretty average. He's out of contract, so the next time I find an upgrade on the coaching, it's going to be Jon Llewellyn who is going to leave, I'm afraid. But he has been with us for 10 years now, or he's into his 10th year. Again, a really important part of the whole journey that we've been on. And Scott Reese as well has been with us for a long time. Again, not bad mental coaching, not bad defensive coaching, really good people management. Again, he's been with us for a long time. He was under 18s coach before becoming a first team coach with us, and has been a big part of the journey. So there you go. That's how our coaching team looks. And I have also brought in some new physios. We've got a new head physio, Adam Davies. He was physio at Sheffield Wednesday, was out of a job. He's got 20 physiotherapy, and his assistant is Ian McKinley, who is also 20 in physiotherapy. So he was head physio at Clyde. So we've got a couple of fantastic physios in. I also got a new head of sports science, Rico Buttroyd, 15 in sports science, and he makes up the team with Stephen Ravel, who will it let me click on him? There you go. He is 16 in sports science. So we've got, for League One level, we've got pretty good level of staff. So I'm really pleased with that. Now, if we get into today's fixtures, because we have got 3 to fit in, we might do it in a part 1 and a part 2. Let's get to our tactical meeting. And you can see they are going to play with a number 10, which kind of scares me because I'm now playing with a number 10 myself. We don't have a player in there to mark that number 10. We don't have that defensive midfielder. So we're going to have to see how things go. I'm going to start as it is. I might drop Malicio back in here if it seems like Bristol Rovers are on top of us. But this is how we're going to start. Just to finish up talking about Eddie Little, so he's suspended for today's game. He's still wanted by QPR, but they have not come in with a big offer for him. The fact that we sold Pearson for 1.6 million to Sunderland, I really don't want to let Eddie Little go for less than 1.5, because he is definitely a better player than Pearson. I think Pearson benefited from being in the Swedish under-21 team. He played the under-21 European Championships, and I think that bumped his value up possibly. But Eddie Little is definitely a better player. I would definitely want more than those. I think they're offering. I think the best offer they've made us has been around 400,000 maybe. So yeah, he's really worth a lot more than that, I feel. So we'll see what happens with Eddie Little, but I've got his replacement in, so we can afford to lose him. And I mean, I would quite like the money as well. That is something else to fill you in about as well. I asked the board for a number of things. I asked them to expand the stadium. Our average attendance last season was only about 1,000 below capacity, so I asked for them to expand the stadium. I asked for them to improve the training facilities. I asked them to improve the level of youth coaching. They refused everything. Our new chairman is very, very tight with the money. We'll maybe have a little look at him later. But yeah, it's been very, very difficult to get anything out of the board, even though we've got nearly £2 million in the bank. It's frustrating. I think we have so much improvement to do on the infrastructure, and we've only just this year and last year been able to start getting some money in. And so we need to kind of catch up to League One level, and we haven't been doing it. So I think if we get another sale done, it will be interesting to see if we can then get into improving our facilities a little bit more and get some more infrastructure. As we get the first attacking highlight of the game, Campbell here making his debut, and off the bar there, was that Concannon that had that header? We are the better team right now in terms of shots at goal, and we've got another highlight here. Jones into Chapman, who I think is going to be so important this season, crossing for Donaldson, but it goes past him. Campbell gets it back in, and Donaldson now heads over. A couple of good chances. Heading, not really Donaldson's game. I'm just going to encourage the players. We've had more possession. We've had more shots. We need to get a few more on target, but they now get the chance to attack here. And wouldn't it be typical if we concede from the first highlight against us? They've only had one shot so far this game. This their first highlight, and it's dealt with well by O'Brien and Igor Luiz into Campbell, and we are now counter-attacking. Donaldson with his superb pace. He is going to cross. It goes all the way out. Concannon gets hold of it on the edge of the area. Now Malicio, and that looked very, very close. I wondered if for a moment if the goalkeeper got a touch on it, but you can see we've only had one shot on target. We are playing to just shoot on sight, and it looks like Igor Luiz is going to need to come off. He has got a tight hamstring. He's also been booked. Let's bring on Uffe Dreyer for his debut. And he's motivated, which is good. And hopefully that won't affect us too much. Uffe Dreyer, a very, very good player. We've now had another shot on target, but it's still not good enough. We need to get those shots on target. Do I change from playing to shoot on sight? Maybe to work the ball into the box. We have been much the better team. There's been no doubt about it. We actually lost our last pre-season game at home against Grimsby of League 2. We lost 2-1. It was really a case that we just didn't take our chances. I'm just going to take off shoot on sight and just see if that just helps us get a few more shots on target now. Yeah, we lost our last pre-season game of the season. It was a little bit frustrating as Donaldson does get a shot on target, but it's saved by the keeper. Maybe should have done better with that. With his 15 finishing, you would probably expect him to finish that off. Are Bristol Rovers going to get a highlight? No, they're not. We are back on the attack. It's been a really good display, a really dominant performance, but we haven't been able to find the goal so far. And I think we might have to make a change for Concannon. He has been booked. He hasn't been playing the best game for his debut. And now Bristol Rovers are in. And this, again, like I said, would be absolutely typical. Dreyer gets a little tackle in, but they've still got it. They put it in. And now we're on the break again. A brilliant pass. Was that Concannon for Donaldson? And he's blasted it over the bar. That's a terrible finish. I'm going to make... Do you know what? Concannon, I'm actually going to cancel this. I was going to change Concannon, but I see just got that brilliant through ball in there, and his average rating went up a little bit, but it's gone back down again. Let's maybe make a change in the number 10 role as we get another chance to attack. Jones into Chapman. Moreno has actually had a number of assists in pre-season. I'm really hoping that can be a big part of his game now, as Campbell doesn't read that, and now Bristol Rovers are in with Shewan. It's crossed in and it's over the bar. We get away with it, but I mean, you have to say we would not deserve to concede there. We've still only got 3 shots on target the entire game. Very frustrating. I'm going to bring, I think, Joe Evans in, or do I go Jack Nolan? Joe Evans probably the better passer. Jack Nolan the better all-round player. I think I'm going to go Joe Evans just for that little bit of passing. And I'm going to try and make him an advanced playmaker on support. Just try and get the ball in to a playmaker nearer to the goal and see if we can get that final pass. And let's encourage the players again here. I mean, it's been a brilliant performance except for the shots on target, hasn't it? Chapman hasn't been great. Donaldson has been disappointing. What else can I change here? I think I'm going to make the change Malicio, and I'm going to bring on for his debut Alex Baker. Again, just try and get some of that exceptional passing ability into the team. And do I also take off Callum Simpson? He's very tired, and we've got Crystal Palace coming up in the Carabao Cup. Do you know what? I haven't got any more changes, have I? I forgot about the Igor Luiz injury. So it's just going to be Alex Baker getting his debut off the bench for the last 15 minutes. Can we just get that breakthrough to finish the game? It's been very, very frustrating to see only 3 shots on target. Such a good performance, but without getting those shots on target. And they now get a corner, and it's over the bar again. This would be really on brand for Football Manager to just do me in at the end. They have got another highlight. Coles, and the long ball gets through, and wouldn't you know it, so predictable. So predictable. You could just feel it in the air, couldn't you? Oh, I cannot take another season like this. Right, so we have got to go very attacking. I don't even want to see the highlight there, the replay. Let's get Jones on attack. Let's get Dreyer on attack. And let's see if... I mean, we just do not deserve this. This was the story of last season where we would play really well, couldn't find the goal, and we have got an equaliser, and it is onside from John Campbell. And that is without me actually getting those changes confirmed. I mean, that is the least we have deserved here, isn't it? Campbell on his debut. What a cross from Jones. And at the back post, it's John Campbell, the ex-Arsenal man. Dream debut for him. No, I don't want the tactical changes. Let's see if there is one more highlight in it. There is. Can we get the win we deserve here? Chapman looking to get Donaldson through. They've won it back. Don't do this to me, Football Manager. Coles over for... I don't even know how to say his name. That is a player, if you remember, was top scorer in the National League. I can't remember which team he was playing with, but he was a player that we had a look at on a regular basis. was one of the best strikers in the National League. Now doing a job for Bristol Rovers in League One. And here is Dreyer to get a cross in, and Donaldson has won it. Absolutely phenomenal. And you have to say 100% deserved. What a finish to the game. 93rd minute winner after going behind in the 89th minute or the 88th minute. Absolutely incredible, but we've absolutely 100% deserved it. What a win. What a victory. And we did that without actually changing the tactics around. The boys just came through at the end. And that is phenomenal stuff. I'm going to praise Donaldson for his winning goal. And I am going to praise John Campbell for him getting us back into it instantly from the kickoff after going behind. What a start to the season. Really, really encouraging performance. If we can just get those shots on target, you have to say, you have to feel that we've got some real firepower with Campbell, with Donaldson, with Chapman, with Jack Nolan on the bench, with Adu Ajay on the bench, with Mario to come in. I think we've got a really scary looking first team. So there you go. I'm going to go forward to the Crystal Palace game. I will see you back in just a moment, and we'll see how we get on against Championship Crystal Palace away from home in the Carabao Cup. Don't go away. Well, we are here ready to take on Crystal Palace. I thought they were a Championship team. They are actually a Premier League team. Huge task in front of us to take them on away from home. But you know what I've decided? We are going to do this in part 2. I think the timings will work a lot better if we do Crystal Palace away and then Nottingham Forest away in part 2. So click on the link to watch that part 2 and see how we go against this Premier League opposition. We'll look at their squad a little bit as well. The only other thing I will fill you in on is we've got a player coming in. He has accepted a contract offer. Greg Dugdale, released by Burnley. He is a centre-back who, he's all right. He's a League One level centre-back. I'm going to bring him in as our fourth choice centre-back. The only issue with him is he's only 5'9", but as a fourth choice centre-back, I think he looks decent enough. He looks like he can do a job for us. He is going to be coming in. He can also play right back, and that will allow us to send Nwabesi out on loan for the rest of the season to try and get his development up. So yeah, Greg Dugdale is a player I've had my eye on for a few seasons. He's now been released by Burnley. He was originally at Leicester, went to Burnley. He's never made a professional appearance in the league, at least. I don't know if he has maybe played in any cup games through the years. It doesn't look like it. So yeah, he will come in as the fourth choice. I've delayed it just for a week. I was waiting to see how those other loan deals worked out, but all of those players have elected to go to other teams. So yeah, Greg Dugdale is the option that we're going to go with, and yeah, that will allow Nwabesi to go out on loan. I will see you when you click on the link for part 2 to see how we get on against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup. And if you've enjoyed it, drop a like on it and help us grow by sharing on your social media. See you in part 2 for the next 2 massive games.